All right. So it appears that Star Wars is no longer for boys or men. Of course, it's no longer for people who actually even appreciate Star Wars or even know what it is. I mean, most of these people that are directing now or don't even know what Star Wars is, didn't grow up with it, didn't have any value in it, didn't place any value in it. Why? Because they only see these things at a very shallow end of the pool. The people trying to pass this off as good content or trying to correct such an unequitable past will be long remembered as the filthy propagandists who destroyed a once great property. This was something that has inspired people for years and years and years, multiple generations. There were 3 generations when it came around to the prequels. Young boys to become men, to make good choices and fight evil. That's what this has always been about. It's been about upbringing boys into men and fighting against evil. That's what it's always been about. Now that the reins of this incredible galaxy have been seized by communists, they will do everything they can to destroy every reason for a boy or young man to feel what I once felt. Kathleen has poisoned the waters of Lucasfilm, and poison will never leave because the agenda is more important than anything of building up of young men. There are so many people who are pointing out the bad writing. This is happening because the actual story has no significance. And finally, we of course finally see the reason why they had announced however many months ago. I think it was maybe even a year ago where they finally announced Hayden Christensen was going to be in the show, right? So, and everybody's making these comments about him just being covered in makeup and never seeing him. It was finally great to actually see him in this flashback. That's what people were, of course, waiting for. And I'm sure he's not even in the Vader suit. I'm sure it's just some, stunt person or whatever that's in the Vader suit, which is even funnier on this whole thing. But this was probably my favorite part of this episode. But again, this episode was trash, just like the rest of it. Hey guys, hey Papa Cotton, how's it going? Good to see you. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear? Hello, Nards and Death by Saber.
Yes,
What's
hear
up?
you loud and clear.
Loud and clear, yeah.
So, if anybody wants a long, hilarious version of the events of this ridiculousness, go check out Nards' channel. Hey, how's it going, MGTOW Smurf? Good to see you, Black Hat Cinephile. We're going over the trash fire that is Star Wars now. Black Hat says, I saw they had a Vader and Obi-Wan fight pre-Death Star. That contradicts the films. I won't watch it exactly because he said, what did he say? When we saw last, you were the master, I was the Padawan, you were the master. That's what he said last time they steed each other. So of course, yeah, this is totally breaking everything. Him ditching Luke in the first place and going to save Leia instead is completely just the opposite of what he's supposed to do. It's the opposite of what Obi Wan Kenobi is supposed to be doing. He's starting to feel less and less like Obi Wan Kenobi. He's literally just like there for the paycheck. And this was just silly. They're just hanging out, holding out in that bunker the whole time. And they finally tried to build off of the Padawans that we see in episode 1, right? So okay, this is one of the Padawans. So Reva is one of the Padawans. But anyway, it's just
it was predictable. Come on now. It was like the only choice out of all the Padawans was Reva. Come on, man. SNL Darth Candace Owens, 100%.
So in case anybody hasn't seen Nards cover this whole thing, Reva, he totally called it. Reva is Candace Owens. She's the
She's the only one that could survive 2 lightsaber strikes.
I mean, come on. What the fuck is this, dude? Dude, come on. She's like, I pretended to be dead as a youngling. And I thought about it. I'm like, out of all the ways that a lightsaber hits your body, like, how are you supposed to... Okay, you're not going to get any limbs cut. You're not going to get sliced in half. You're not going to get stabbed. I mean...
What part are you talking about? What part are you talking about?
Reva, when she's a youngling, she supposedly survives Anakin slashing.
Well, they said that she played dead, right? By the end. Okay, so we're back at the end of this.
It doesn't even show it. It doesn't show it because, man, they're too like, we don't even know how to show somebody getting hit with a motherfucking lightsaber thousands of degrees, man. Oh my God.
The lightsaber missed all her vital organs and her spine.
But here's
Like,
the
come on
biggest
now, for
problem.
real. And she was able to just lay there perfectly fine. Anakin, the master at slashing down dudes, fucking killing tons of fucking people. And she's just, he kind of just perfectly slashed her in such a way.
Well, she said that she hid amongst the dead bodies, and it's so dumb. The stupid part about all of this, of course, is because what did he say? What's the moment here that Leia is like, you better listen to me, sugar, or I'm go get me a ladder, goddammit. She's like this, and then Obi-Wan's like, yeah, do you trust me? Well, then you better fucking trust her. So get her a fucking ladder. Like, it's just this whole bullshit. Like, now Obi-Wan's now a male feminist, right? It's like this total bullshit. And then this whole thing with them dealing with Reva and all this stuff. This should have been talking between Obi-Wan and Vader. This is the stupidest waste of space. This character is I mean, I thought for sure they line up right here. Where's the lineup? Right here. Right, this is the lineup. I thought for sure that they were going to have Vader go right down the middle, and of course it was Reva. So anyway, it's just
disgusting. Disgusting. What a waste of time. See, you only have a certain amount of minutes per episode, and every single minute ticking away with this fucking fake ass character. Just a waste of time. It's just like eats at you if you actually care about Star Wars, man.
And Nards, they're gonna make a spin-off series for her.
Disgusting. Yeah, fucking Terminus told me, dude. Disgusting. Disgusting. Yeah. Fucking what a waste of time.
That reminds me of Stu Peters. He's done a couple of speeches where he's like, disgusting. Anyway, sorry.
She will summon the woke side of the Force to solve all the problems of female in the Star Wars timeline.
MGTOW Smurf says nothing matters now except for the world domination through corruption and robbing the masses in every way possible. Yeah, that's
100%.
And here, of course, what are they doing? They're robbing people's hope. They're robbing everybody's reason to be built up, to have any hope for anything, and so that's what it is. Anyway, just ridiculous, stupid story, stupid show. I don't know why I'm even watching this. I'm hate watching the hell out of this.
You have to hang in there, Ben. We are the Jedi. Anybody that's hanging in left, like at this point, is George Lucas's Jedi. 100%. And if you leave, then they win. They want you to go.
You're absolutely right. We are the real Jedi, and the bastards who have taken this over are imposters. Now, do you guys remember the scene where the robot becomes evil because it's a tracker? Did Leia's little robot become evil because it has a tracker?
I was hoping, since this is feminist Star Wars, I was thinking, come on, I want a 1v1 versus Leia and the robot. That'll be a good one. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy will actually put effort into that little fight with Leia and the fucking droid, and she's like, stop, but it wasn't that. She like picked a little sensor off it and shit.
So, she was able to get it off, but that's the thought. It makes the robot evil. That's actually really fucking ridiculous. But it's just a waste of space. This should have been all Vader, and of course it was someone else. It's a stand-in for Vader. So Vader has less screen time than Reva. Reva, of course, the whole thing is about Reva, and I mean, for them to not kill her at the end of this episode. It's like they're just going to leave. He's like, we're going to leave you right where we found you, in the gutter, because I'm a white supremacist.
Ben Shapiro. I mean, 100%, dude. Don't tell me it's not Ben motherfucking Piro. It is. It is. It is. You know it. You know it to be true.
The Grand Inquisitor, he said, the Emperor has removed this ridiculous law from the Senate. No more affirmative action for you, my dear.
It's like a lesson to like any black Republican conservative, that joins. They're like, hey, I actually have a brain, and I think like, no, this is what's going to happen to you. The white supremacist males are just going to stab you through the stomach and leave you on the ground dead. Come back to the Democratic Party. We need your vote bad.
Come back to your plantation. But it's actually Ben Shapiro saying it. He's like, really? You guys really want to go back to the plantation? Really? Totally? You want to go back to the plantation? Really?
Only the black people can survive lightsaber strikes.
I mean, hey, dude, tough, dude. Shit.
So yeah,
ready.
And
Didn't
if you're
she
a
just-
black female, even better. You could survive them even better.
I mean, for them to not kill her, like they just left her there, like, oh, we're Sith Lords, but we're not
So
going to kill
fucking
you. That's
plot
the
device, dude. 100%. Like,
I bet you fucking anything. Guess what's gonna? I'm gonna predict what's happening right now. Okay, so what's gonna happen is they're gonna team up. Obi-Wan's gonna team up with Reva. They're gonna reconvene at Luke's house. Reva and Obi-Wan are gonna meet at Luke's house somehow, and then they're gonna fight against Vader together. And then Reva will save Obi-Wan's life. And save it. She'll be able to fend off Vader somehow because she's the most special. Because she's of course the most special because she was the most oppressed. And somehow she'll kill both of them. She'll somehow kill both of them. She's gonna kill both of them with her new lightsaber that she forged by herself on Tatooine. On Tatooine. That she built out of just wrenches and pieces of sand, and it's just like the best.
They go all in. They take the scene that they deleted from Luke. You know that fucking badass scene where he forges his lightsaber. They take that scene and they have Reva do that shit scene for scene. They like go over it. Oh man.
Reva brings balance to the woke force.
Darth SNL Candace Owens, man, 100%.
So I love it that you call him Ben Shapiro, and then we got Ben Shapiro and Candace Owens are actually in the show, and then we have just Darth Vader who
that's Trump. Darth Vader's motherfucking Trump, dude.
So Trump continues.
Trump.
So Trump continues to somehow say like he's just like, oh, Reva's the greatest. Like I think he actually even says it like at the beginning of this episode at some point. He's just like, Reva they appoint her Grand Inquisitor and all this other bullshit for no reason. Okay. Let's go back to the scenes and just laugh at these fucking scenes, shall we? But this is, I mean, we get it. It's budget Star Wars. We get it. So everything's going to be really low lit and it's going to be really kind of shitty looking, which is fine.
Dude, when it showed like the fucking younglings and like Anakin's coming down the hallway, it pissed me off. It's like two stormtroopers behind him. There's like kind of one slumped up against the wall.
As opposed to the 27 or 30 that came with them
with the temple. Exactly. Thank you. If I could slap your hand and say high five, Ben, because you're right on with that shit. So fucking lame. I was like, okay, every scene is crammed in this little tiny green screen space, and it's just a disservice to everything that's come prior. Gross.
It's like they thought that they could just like skate by with this. And I know I keep saying this, everybody, and we're gonna see this to the end. It's like, I know just because we love to hate watch it. Sorry, everybody. Sorry for anybody who likes this show. Okay, I feel bad for you at any point, but it just
disillusion them.
Yeah, it's just absolutely sad. But I was going somewhere with it, and I can't remember what I was gonna say, but it was something just.
There's Hapu. Jedi.
Yeah, he's
fucking
by far
scumbag, rat bastard asshole. I mean, come on, man.
Well, he was actually a breath of fresh air because he actually brought some real comedy to it. Like when he showed up, he was actually funny. I was like, but no, I'm not saying that it's like a great.
I want to say, look, dude, I feel like they casted a comedian and he was too funny. Like he put on too much energy and he was like, I really got to land this role. I like him as an actor, but I don't think he's for this part. I want to be real.
I agree. Like, well, he doesn't feel right in Star Wars at all. I think I just as a character. I mean, he's actually really a funny comedian. But yeah, I don't think he even works in Star Wars. But it's just that this whole show is.
I'll agree.
This honestly, whole show is underwhelming.
You're right.
Whole show. The whole show is underwhelming, and so for him to come out and actually make me laugh, I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling something." But I was going somewhere with this thing, but Leia just is like...
Even him shouting up at Leia, he's like, it sounds like you're ignoring me. I kind of thought that was funny a little bit, I'll admit. Like, when she was up in the ship and he was kind of talking to her, I was kind of like, oh, yeah, there's that comedic relief.
But she was like...
I want to say he would be tolerable if we didn't have so much bullshit. Once again, this character would be okay if you could just take away all the context around him.
Yeah. If the writing was good, if there was a good story about it, if you actually had a build between Anakin and Obi-Wan, I mean, at this point, they should be talking through the Force to each other. I mean, they should be having full-on conversations with each other. They should be having...
That'd be so awesome.
They should be having 10-minute flashbacks.
Oh, that would be so sick. It's like, your man fucking Ben, you're nailing that shit. Yeah. I'm telling you, yeah.
They should be having 10-minute flashbacks of Obi-Wan and Anakin going on missions, developing their story better, because of course, what did everybody want more from this? What did everybody want more from Obi-Wan and Anakin? The very line that he says in A New Hope, he says, what does he say? He was a good friend. Like him, Alec Guinness saying that is like burned into everyone's brain. We want to see Anakin and Obi-Wan more of a friendship. And we got a tiny bit of it today, but of course we got way more of Reva. So it's like, it should be all about just Obi-Wan and Anakin. That's what it should be. There shouldn't be any fucking Inquisitors.
Oh, I would love that show.
The helicopter lightsabers, I'm sorry, does not work. It doesn't make any sense. It does not work in this
That's an excuse
timeline.
to not know how to fight with the lightsaber. That's like, I'll just hold out the fucking helicopter shit and put this fucking fake Jesuit Guru Swami motherfucker into it. And he's screaming like, ah! I mean, like, okay, I guess he's dead. Shit. You got fucking blended up. Shit, man.
Stony One Kenobi, hail Stony One. He says, not enough rainbows.
Hey, yeah, it's Pride Month. What are you doing?
Yeah. Well, that reminds me of when J.J. Abrams' crew was on Star Wars. It was the Comic-Con Star Wars, whatever the Comic-Con version of Star Wars, the Star Wars shows thing that they had every year, and everyone gets psyched up for it. And the Force Awakens panel, one of the last questions they asked everybody was, if you had a real lightsaber, what color would it be? And someone said a rainbow-colored lightsaber. So there you go.
Gay.
It would be a little bit of pink with a little slightly of purpleness in it.
And then J.J. Abrams is like, I'll take
kind of
the one.
stone
I'll
would
take
that
the
be?
pink one with the giant dildo on the end.
Oh, hell no.
Anyway, sorry.
I'll
sorry.
take
Hell no.
I'll take a
What kind of
black
stone would be in
lightsaber.
that shit? You know, because you have to have a crystal to power the lightsaber. You have a rainbow crystal? Come on now. You blow the gas over the crystal to produce the beam. Anyways.
So somehow, I'm going to say it. I've said this before. I'll say it again. Carrie Fisher, Princess Leia I've always loved the character. I've always loved her. I thought she was a great character. She's a great addition she's a great part of the story. And as a matter of fact, I wanted to see her in Force Awakens. I wanted to see her with a goddamn lightsaber. I wanted to see her being a Jedi. This show destroys the Leia's character. I'm sorry to say it, but for me personally, she has become extremely annoying. She's actually just to the level of annoyance. She's like, I know everything. Why are you even telling me that? I know everything. And then Obi-Wan, of course, is saying, no, you should trust her because you trust me, you trust her, you better trust her. She knows everything because she's Princess Leia. And it's just when you do that to a character, you make them too perfect. You feel it. You feel this absolute vacant lot of a person emerge. And that's what this person has become.
All the females in Star Wars is Mary Sue.
And they managed
100%.
And they managed to do it to Princess Leia. Can you fucking believe it? I
can believe it, dude. They did fucking nonstop. Any female, push to the front. Any male, put to the bottom. They got a fucking graph that they designed this shit. Like, if any script is wrote, they're like, okay, we'll take that to the higher ups. And the higher ups have this fucking graph where they just dissect it and say, well, this is cool, but we have to have the strong, independent female do that instead. So, Obi-Wan, we're going to take that from you. You'll just be the secondary push to the back and shit. We'll have the strong officer lady do that shit instead. And yeah, it was a great idea. Thanks.
Okay, so forgive me. I can't see. It's the Sart says, how did the baby robot open the door to get to the wiring, the Force? I remember it. Yeah, it was kind of floating there. I actually didn't see the moment where it does, but it
just float in?
It's floating when she's like in there.
It's like open conveniently for the robot, just like, hey, hack me. Hack me.
Let's see if we can find that spot. She's like, what is...
Man, I wanted a badass WWE wrestle out mania fucking beating ass young Leia versus the little droid, just bah, like fucking slamming around in that fucking little chamber. She's punching it against the wall and shit. That would have been awesome, but nah, they don't got the nuts to do that.
I mean, look at this. You literally have Vader in one scene, and then you have someone else hogging the camera. Like, what the hell? Okay. All right. I'm going to stop being a doomer. It's just so fucking dumb. It's just so
You're not a doomer. You're a fucking Star Wars fan, and you're being just upfront with it, dude. It's not fair.
I mean, this was fun. This was a fun moment where he actually is able to
pull it down. Oh yeah, Darth Vader.
And this was something that everybody was clamoring for this after we saw it happen in what was the video game? Help me out here. What's
with Kyle Katarn, and he pulls the fucking Star Destroyer down, right?
The Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
there it is. Yes. Thank you.
That's the one. Yes.
With Star Killer.
Star Killer is able to.
No, but this is fucking gay, dude. What is this? He pulls this ship down. Who's in that ship? Then another fucking ship flies off behind it. Like, it's just chilling on the ground, I guess. He slams this ship into the ground, and then, like, the other motherfucking ship is like, hey, we just took off. And Vader's like, oh, I guess I'll just let the second ship fly off.
He dropped his load on this ship.
Exactly. Second ship was coming for seconds, and it was like, nah, I just can't tap it as hard. I'm tired.
I shot my shot. I shot my shot, so
100%, dude. Shit, fucking busted my nut on the first ship. Damn. I'll just let the second one go. Next time, I need like 24 hours to recharge.
Oh my gosh! And
he had his forcegasm.
I mean, that's what it was. That's just, and I mean, this was like a good attempt. I mean, it looks good, but it's like there's not really anything built from here. And it's like I guess we'll probably get more of this same scene from Anakin and Obi-Wan maybe. But it's like I don't know. It's just a money grab when they tell everybody they're bringing back Anakin and give everything to Reva. It's like, why did you do that?
Man, dude, I like seeing Anakin and Obi-Wan. But the way they framed Anakin was like he just embraced the dark side. He was 100% bad. There was no controversial stuff because like, man, the Jedi were doing some sketchy ass shit during the Clone Wars. They were kind of like a fascist government under Yoda. He took on the Clone Wars and stuff, or I mean the Clone Army. So it's like they didn't want to frame it like that. They just wanted it to be, oh, Anakin's bad. He's just evil 100%. He accepted the dark side. Obi-Wan was trying to tell him, hey, you need to get better and stuff, Anakin. And Anakin was just wrong. It doesn't take into consideration the Jedi Council being full of shit and how they should have took on Yoda. They should have took on Anakin because he was already a master. Yoda prevented that shit. He was like, nah, I don't want, Obi-Wan, Anakin to be a Jedi master. Shit. I'm fucking trying to keep control of the galaxy, and Anakin over here is too old, and he feels, emotion, he wants love like the old Jedi, but he didn't want that shit. And so it's like they don't want to address that. They just want to say, oh, Anakin's just evil. He's bad. He's a bad guy. And Obi-Wan was trying to tell him, don't be so, eager for the win and stuff because but it's like, okay, you just want to frame him bad and, you want to say that Reva might kill him, you want to put a climax to Reva. To Reva's storyline. I'm like, okay, you want to build up her character
arc. Of course I do, because the white men have had their time, right? That's the whole thing behind this. The white men have had their 100. Time, and their time is over. And so the biggest thing that this actually does remind me of an interview with Timothy Zahn. If anybody knows who Timothy Zahn is, he's the guy who developed the character of Thrawn. He's the guy who wrote the books. He wrote the Thrawn trilogy and then wrote several subsequent books after that, illustrating Thrawn. He came up with Mara Jade. He created that character. He created Coruscant, and then George Lucas copied him he was like, oh, that's a really good idea. I'm sure Lucas had ideas, but the point is that Timothy Zahn is
respectful. I mean, if anybody was respectful of his galaxy, he would be like, hey, I like that. I love that. So that's what he did.
So this interview that I was getting to with Timothy Zahn, he basically talks about, they ask him, what would you change about Star Wars at all? What would you change about the prequels? Because they were asking him about when he was starting to work for Disney again, because he's just writing books, and they're asking him he's rewriting Thrawn into the Disney verse, which it's unfortunate, but it's just the way it goes. Whatever, gives shit. The point is they asked him, what would you change? The one thing you would change, and Timothy Zahn said this. He said, I would have made the turning to the dark side more gradual. Because I mean, yeah, he does it pretty much in just like one movie. Revenge of the Sith, you see Anakin become this, evil dude or whatever. The point is that you do see him just kind of everything happens really fast, and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, he's cut up, okay, he's Vader, and it all happens in like a pretty quick, pretty fast time. And so this is the chance that they had to do that. This is the chance that they had to give Vader more of a growth period. I mean, are you kidding me? You had a Hayden Christensen come back. They should have been showing. This should all be fucking prequel shit. Like the entire thing should just be Anakin and Obi-Wan. Yeah. Like they should just build more on Vader's, build to the dark side. Build more of that, and then have they should have had just Obi-Wan being Batman on Tatooine, because that's what he does in the book, in the novelization of Obi-Wan. He's able to fend off and protect Luke without Luke even knowing it. And like he's like a Batman type of character where he's able to do stuff without people even seeing it, which is it would have been awesome to see him just do that in the desert. And then that's all it should be. Him doing awesome shit in the desert, protecting Luke, and then showing flashbacks of Vader's growth to the dark side more, seeing more of that. Anyway, it's
weird how they decided to choose that. This one here has got this storyline with Leia, and then other shows they do are completely disconnected. They got all these filler episodes and stuff, and then like 3 episodes that actually build the entire story arc. When for Obi-Wan, you could have had disconnected episodes like they want to do. You could have had them dealing with gangsters and Tusken Raiders and everything else, and have 2 episodes to like Luke, and he's doing it from a distance to where Luke never even knows that Obi-Wan helped him out, and was like, wow, and it makes it for the audience like, wow, that was really awesome. Like, there's so many things you could have done instead of saying, hey, I just want to, have Leia and stuff and put her to the front of the picture and, fuck Luke and just, who decided this? Oh, wait, Kathleen Kennedy, Disney? Yeah,
Deborah Chow. Well, so
Deborah Chow.
The green hair and the purple hair writers decided to do that.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah, they shaved off. They shaved off all their hair off their head, but they kept their armpit hair. So I'm like, what the fuck?
And they dyed it purple or green.
Exactly. And it's like as long as fucking Chewie, the fucking hair from their armpits.
And so someone was asked. This is just a quick side note. Someone was talking about there's I guess they're interviewing Hayden Christensen about coming back and everything, and then one of the questions they asked him was like, so have you talked to George at all? He's like, no, I haven't seen him yet.
No.
It's just like
it's gross.
It just comes out of the simple fact that George should never have sold this thing. He should never have sold it ever. It's absolutely anyway.
He should have sold it to like Sony.
Oh yeah, you're right. He should have. Sony would have fucking killed it.
Fucking Miramax or
it's just anybody but Disney.
Whoever did the movie Dune, the new version of Dune, they're the ones that should have been in charge of making the sequels of Star Wars.
I haven't seen it yet.
They would have made it badass.
Dune, you're talking about Dune. Denis Villeneuve. Denis Villeneuve, the guy who directed Dune, the new Dune movie. Is that what you're talking about? Did you say Dune?
Dune, yes, the new one.
Yeah. So I mean they're going to do a full trilogy, and that looks great. It's what they're doing with it.
Even John Boyega, the one that played Finn, said these guys should have been in charge of making the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah. I
mean, he knows he was directed as the ultimate inner. He knows they did him dirty as fuck, man. They did John Boyega so bad. They framed him to the front of the trailer like he was going to be something awesome. And then they like completely changed that shit around.
And then they made him a janitor, and then they edited him.
Oh yeah, he was a janitor. I didn't include that in my ultimate breakdown today. I was like going in on Finn today.
And then they edited him out of the posters for China. So because
100%
because China's racist and they don't want to see. That's what that's all about. So
that's Disney China. Like Disney was like, hey, okay, we'll shrink Finn down. Like that wasn't just China. That was Disney too. Disney was like, we understand. We'll sell you this awesome poster and we'll shrink him down for you because we know you don't like inners.
So I just real quick, I want to just bring this up again, just because I know I've talked about this all the time. One of my first videos that I did on this channel years and years ago was about this show coming up, because everybody was talking about an Obi Wan series, and they had announced it when Disney first purchased and blah, blah, blah. This was before we knew woke was even a thing and all that stuff. And I was talking about the novel because I read the novel several times. And that's essentially what this is. It is Batman on Tatooine. There's even an amazing scene in this. So this is the novelization. The writer is actually a really good writer, and it talks about the details of how the freaking Tusken Raiders got to Tatooine in the first place. There's this whole backstory on the Tusken Raider tribes and the details of the women and the men in the Tusken Raiders, and it's just this whole thing. And he actually befriends one of the Tusken Raiders, and like there's different factions than Tusken Raiders that are hiding. And one of the guys that's in this, he's like fucking over other farms. So this is a total Cowboys series, and this one dude is like effing over other farms, but he's framing Tusken Raiders. But he's a dude who's dressing up like Tusken Raiders. I mean, imagine that. That is an Obi Wan series. I mean, that's what happens in the book. But there's one scene where he ends up at Jabba's palace, and it's like just during the daytime when nobody's there, and they're looking for something, and Obi-Wan has to hide some evidence or do something, but he does it just like Batman does, with nobody being able to see him and all kinds of stuff. It's very much like he becomes like Batman. He's able to hide himself completely. He's not dealing with other Force users, so he can just do all his awesome stuff and be awesome Obi-Wan, and he doesn't have to hide the Force or become Luke exiting the Force and all that other bullshit. Daytona's Fall says the Dune movie is badass. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next two. Absolutely. It's a huge world they're building right there. It's huge, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I saw the old one. I haven't seen the new one. The old one freaked me out, dude. I want to say the old one, there's that scene with that fat guy, and he's all like got that servant. He brings the servant in, and he's all like fucking floating around, and he kills the servant in some weird ass way. That shit was weird as fuck, dude. I remember that when I was a kid. That shit fucking traumatized me slightly.
I just like the scene of the guy that plays Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart. He plays this space guitar. And it's like
that's right. I forgot about that. He does. That's right. He does do that. That's right.
Gunny.
That's right. Patrick Stewart was in there. I forgot about that. Doesn't he play the same guy that Jason Momoa plays? I think.
Yeah.
Same character.
He's, Gunny.
Yeah.
And he's the same age there as he is the same age as now. Patrick Stewart looks the same.
Dang.
And the same age.
I didn't think about that.
It's all that adrenochrome. It's all the damn adrenochrome.
I know. What the fuck? Come on now. Quit drinking them children fucking adrenaline, motherfuckers.
Patrick Stewart has his own Bacta tank in his house.
Yeah.
Papa Cotton says, I don't give a fuck what they do to Star Wars anymore at this point. Disney should give Tarantino a trilogy. I think that's what you're saying. I want Disney to give Tarantino. Yeah, at this point,
I don't like Tarantino. Come on, man.
I think Tarantino would do a better job than what they're doing. Tarantino would do a much better job.
Agree.
He would. At least he knows how to make a film that's compelling. At least he knows how to make characters that are compelling.
He makes like anime style films.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It
over
would be
the top. At least that would be better than what they got feminist Star Wars. Holy shit.
Yeah, Papa Cotton, I would definitely watch that. If Tarantino directed a Star Wars trilogy, and I mean, if anyone knows, Lucas was trying to get David Lynch to do Return of the Jedi. So imagine if David Lynch directed Return of the Jedi. It would be very dark. It would be very different than what we saw with the Ewoks. There probably wouldn't be any Ewoks. It would probably just be like a bunch of chicks in lingerie, like fighting Luke.
Man, Ewoks are cool. People be hating on Ewoks. I like the fucking Ewoks. I saw that shit when I was a kid, and Ewoks sat with me. Look, my introduction to Star Wars was the Ewok movies.
Yeah, sure.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Like those two Ewok movies, that was literally my introduction to anything Star Wars, period. I was like 4. I saw the 2 Ewok movies.
So you're talking about the side projects, Ewok films? The Ewok,
yeah, dude. I watched them. I watched those movies like I rented them like 20 times, dude. Me and my brother saw those movies a ton of times. And then like when I was like 8 or 9, I saw the other Star Wars. But look, the OT, but that was just to cram in like, because episode 1 was coming out. Episode 1 hit theaters. You know what I'm saying? So like, but I want to say the Ewok films were really my introduction to Star Wars. So when I saw Return of the Jedi, though, I was like, dude, there's Ewoks in this shit. Holy fuck, I love the Ewoks. So like, it's kind of weird. I'm one of those guys that actually likes the Ewoks.
I'm not down with the Ewoks too much. I don't know.
I know most people aren't. I'm telling you, it's
Wait,
what it is.
What did you say, DBS? What was that? What did you
said
say?
I don't like the Ewoks.
Yeah. I mean,
to me, they're just as lame as the Porg.
Yeah,
And I have a picture of how it should have went, of Vader.
Look, it was supposed to be Wookiees, okay? George Lucas wanted Wookiees for that last scene, but he couldn't afford the costumes, and so I get that. I don't know. I guess I like Warwick Davis.
There's less fabric,
Warwick Davis was one of the Ewoks, dude, and I like Warwick Davis. I like his career. I like Willow. That was another production by.
Did you see the Willow trailer that's coming out? Did you see that? They're doing a continuation. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of woke shit in there. That's the scary part.
They're doing a continuation of Willow?
It's a series, and Warwick Davis is in it. Warwick Davis is in it. So it'll be, I don't know. It's probably going to be poison. Yeah, it's probably going to be poisonous. We'll see. But
they got all these actors compromised. They say, hey, we got your balls in a vice, and we'll destroy your career if you don't go along with it. So I'm sure Warwick Davis is just like Mark Hamill, just like Ewan McGregor, all these other people.
Yeah, so I want to really quick. Sorry, I tried. Dude, you should, whoever you are, you should, whatever gender you decide to become, I'm totally joking. You should definitely read the Obi Wan novel. It's fucking great because if you're a Tusken Raiders fan, because they have it on Audible and it's, there's an audio book for it too. It's really good. I effing love it. It's really, really good. And it's just him on Tatooine the whole time. It's a total cowboy story because, so many cowboy stories start off with someone effing over someone's farm, right? They're screwing over they're messing with someone else's cattle, whatever. And then there's someone has to get involved, blah, blah, blah. It's all that shit, man. And it's great. And Obi-Wan isn't some salmon dude. He's not a guy who works at a salmon factory. I think he actually
everlasting fish that never rots. It's just sitting in the fucking desert. He's got a 9 to 5 with benefits, like you said in our other stream, dude. What the fuck? He's like, I'm going back out to the big fish, and so some redneck guy can suppress me. Fuck. All
they
the minorities him, too.
They pay him in crypto.
They only pay him half, though.
That's why the guy said half.
If you complain, it's gonna be half crypto.
That's
one quarter portion.
Yes. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. My dad took me.
They
to Star
couldn't
Wars
have got a
theater.
more bald redneck guy. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Cough
so this
up
was
the crypto.
I just have to point out how hilarious these episodes are. They're getting to be. I mean, if lukewarm was in the dictionary, this show would be right next to it. It's lukewarm. Sorry for the pun there.
Look, he says, Daytona Falls says, if The Last Jedi was great, people would have embraced porgs. Okay, I think maybe that's part of the reason why I embrace The Last. Return of the Jedi. Number 6. It's like, man, whatever. The Ewoks are whatever to me because that throne room scene at the very end. That's everything Star Wars. All 1 through 6, everything that amounts to it, before and after. That throne room scene is so fucking badass. And I'm like, there was definitely kiddie moments with the fucking Ewoks where they're like, I don't believe in these Ewoks beating these stormtroopers' asses and shit. But that throne room scene outweighed it. So it was such a good movie that I'm able to embrace the Ewoks. Like, it's whatever.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do. I think a ton of people do. I agree with you completely. It's about the film is great itself. Like you said, they were supposed to be larger. It was supposed to be the Wookiee planet. They were supposed to be larger and more threatening, and that's just all they had. People fell in love with a freaking teddy bear. I mean, it just happened, and yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good.
Dude, I just happened to catch it when I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was like so for me, I've got that, and I understand 100% why other people, like 10 years older than me and shit are like, nah, I ain't really feeling the Wookiee or the Ewoks as much. But I want to tell you, George Lucas was on point. He knew what he was doing with them damn Wookiee, or on the Ewoks. He knew it. He was like, yeah, this is going to sell for kids great. And
he made himself a billionaire that way by doing that.
I became a fan of oh, what the fuck? Warwick Davis.
Daytona Falls says, I can't wait to hear the Warwick Davis.
I know, what the fuck? I just kind of interrupted me.
Hilarious.
Interrupted me on that one. Oh, shit. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, for real. Dude, they got like stormtrooper helmets at the end and they're playing musical instruments on them. They were eating people. And I wonder if they served that shit to like Han, Luke, and Leia or whatever at the very end. They were like, here, have some of our muck food. And it was just like, yeah, that's motherfucking, Empire soldiers, dude. Those are stormtroopers. You just fucking, oh, man. Yeah, seriously, straight savages. I don't think people underestimate how nasty the Ewok actually were. You got this primitive race on this planet, and they just hide out.
They were going to eat Luke. They were going to eat Luke and Han, and then they were going to rape Leia over.
Thank you. I mean, maybe. I mean, shit. We don't know. Maybe Leia was the only peaceful one that kept them from eating Han and Luke. But still, these motherfuckers were about to eat them. I'm serious, and they probably ate those stormtroopers at the end. They're not some cutesy little fucking bears. They're out there eating people and shit, They're coming out there like, oh, I'm hidden behind a tree like motherfucking Sasquatch and popping out and hitting them with a damn rock. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, shit. Like, damn. So, yeah, the Ewok are no joke, even though, I get it. I get it. When you look at it on screen, it's like, these are some motherfucking midgets in costumes and shit, and the force of that rock really wouldn't fuck up that stormtrooper. I mean, he would blast the shit out of that Ewok, but, when it comes to story, though, and it comes to canon and lore, I mean, fuck. Don't fuck with the Ewoks, man.
So these guys don't even, I just wanted to point out one more thing before we let's get out of here in a minute, but I just wanted to point out how silly this is. So I'm trying to find the scene, but for some reason it's just escaping me completely, but it's Tala. Do you guys remember Tala? She's one of the many women who've saved Obi Wan. This scene is fucking weird. So she kills herself, right? She sacrifices herself with a thermo detonator. So that was nice to see the thermo detonator.
You see the look she gave that robot like it was her significant other or something. She's like looking in that robot's eyes like, robot.
Someone made a meme of her death. The scene where Obi-Wan and Yoda visit Luke at the end of Return of the Jedi and their Force Ghost. They put her in there too.
We'll have to find that. Let's see. We should probably
find it first. So we'll share before we end the stream.
Yeah, no, let's. Yeah, if you probably just search on Twitter, it'll probably be on Twitter if you can't see it there. But she sacrificed. Well, the stupid point about this is just horrible writing because it's a very dramatic scene. It's like, oh no, she's giving herself up, even though we've seen her say like 5 things. She said like 5 lines in the entire thing, but we're supposed to really feel for her death. I mean, I get it. Well, it's fine. You want to sacrifice yourself, great. You're totally sacrificing yourself by being the suicide bomber. Here's the scene right here. So she's the suicide bomber.
This is her Rogue One. It's just like the pink-haired lady on that ship, Rogue One, where they want to make you feel some kind of way for like the feminist lady sacrificing herself, but really she didn't need to do that. It
was actually the stupidest thing because all she had to do was get up and run. But
Dude,
she's like,
seriously,
oh no,
my robot! I'm just gonna die here because I'm looking into my robot lover dildo's eyes. I mean, this robot pounds me fucking 6 times a week and shit, and he's dying here on me, and I'm dying too. I'm gonna fucking set the bomb off. My vibrator ran out of batteries, guys. I mean, what the fuck? Come on now.
I did find it.
Okay, great. So let's watch her die, and then we're gonna watch the meme here. So here we go. Okay, yay! Oh no! And then Obi-Wan's just, oh no, you shouldn't. And the music is way over the top in this scene.
Dude, come on.
Way over the top. The music is over the top. And then is she? Okay. Oh no! Get back!
I'm crying and I'm sad and you feel something and look how many guys she kills when she did it too.
and then like literally 2 seconds later, Obi-Wan gives himself up.
Like what the fuck? Yes, thank you. Like what the fuck is that shit, dude? She sacrificed herself for like nothing, dude.
It's so fucking stupid.
Hey, she killed a couple
there was
stormtroopers. Hey.
There was no reason for her to do that. Are you sharing it, DBS,
Yeah.
or did you share it?
Yes. Just click on it.
Where do I? Oh, I see it. Okay, there it is. That's what she said. Oh, why can't I? There we go. Okay. This is the.
And
Damn. That's a beta guy.
That's what Star Wars is now. We just need to pack them all in there because that's what they have to do. They have to get. It's just when this first thing was rolling out. I mean, I saw writer after writer talk about this, and because everybody was so psyched for Star Wars when Force Awakens was even just being, when we haven't even seen Force Awakens yet. You had writers tweeting about this, saying that Jedi stuff, we're going to focus away from the Jedi because Jedi are white males and blah fucking blah. It's a difference of ability to understand what these stories are about, what this world has already been built about. This world has already been built for something. It's been built for lineage. It's been built for ancestry. These important factors are a part of life. They're a part of, the reason why you have strength in the Force is because it's in your bloodstream. Your bloodstream has to do with your family. Your family has to do with how powerful you are in the Force, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Lineage, these things are almost the enemy of communism. They're the enemy of what these people want. All they want to do is accomplish nothing but a flat out totalitarianism. Anyway, this is just it's asinine ridiculousness.
I found this other one I wanted to share.
Okay.
When the stormtrooper got cut in half, and I think it was episode 3.
Damn, first time. Oh, yeah. Shit. Oh, shit. Oh, man. That's funny as fuck, dude. Honestly, though, that stormtrooper, I want to say he did like a fucking good-ass improv Wilhelm yell. He was like, ah! And I was like, yeah, that sounded pretty good. And it was actually the actor that did it. It wasn't the sample.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, if you listen to that guy fall, I give it props because it sounded like that actor did the yell himself.
That's pretty awesome.
But that was, one out of like 1,000 shitty scenes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck.
Read
it's the Sart's post. I'm not going to read it out loud, but that's actually pretty funny. I want to see Tarantino crowbar the something into Disney abortion, film.
He'll just be like, dead biggers, right?
They had there was talks about Tarantino doing a Star Trek movie. That was real. They were really talking about Tarantino doing a Star Trek movie. Star Trek has become a pile of horse pucky, but I'll tell you right now, the Orville is fantastic. But I wouldn't mind seeing Tarantino do anything with any of this stuff. It's just at this point where it's like, yeah, we've all moved on. The Boys is great. All these other great properties are doing great work with great things, and we're just going to move on. Let's see.
I have another picture to share, just real quick.
If you're
interested. This is what I think should have happened to the Ewoks.
Oh, what should have happened to the Ewoks? Of course. I mean, dude, it's easy to call them getting butchered up and, sliced in half. Come on. I knew this was coming before it even came. Yeah. No, I'm not, like, fucking attached to the Ewoks or anything. I really don't give a fuck about Star Wars ultimately. But you know what? It's, like, one of the best film series there is. You know what I'm saying? And, dude, Return of the Jedi is my favorite. It got me into it as a kid and stuff because I came in on the Ewoks and shit. That's just the only reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like when you're a little kid and you watch Barney or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm like, wow, Barney got me into that shit. Like, it did though. Like
my kids, they were fans of the Teletubbies.
Okay, look, I'm telling you. Thank you. Okay, those were my Teletubbies. Ewoks, when I was a little kid and shit. Yeah, 100%. I was like, man, Ewoks and Sindel and stuff, and there was that big monster, and it wanted to eat her parents and shit. I mean, those movies are tight. I recommend those movies, though. Honestly, they're kind of cool movies. And at least they care about Star Wars more than Disney does.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely did. So one of the things that I remember when I was a kid, because we'd play with the toys. We had toys, for days. We had toys for days. Oh, my God. but we had toys all the time. We had tons of them. And so where I grew up, we had a forest in our backyard, and how that it was easy to play Endor, like you're on Endor. Why? Because you had a bunch of Ewok toys. Just take them into the forest, and all the trees look like redwoods all of a sudden because they're ginormous compared to these toys. So it's just like you have a redwood forest right there in the forest where we just right in my fucking backyard.
I mean, you need somebody to blast with fucking stormtroopers and have Darth Vader cut the fucking Ewoks in half and shit. I mean, come on.
So some flamethrower stormtroopers could come in and just set all the Ewoks on fire. I would have enjoyed watching that.
Dude, I'm totally fine with the stormtroopers winning. I'm actually more of like an Empire kind of guy. I'm not even for like the rebels and stuff. I support Anakin. I don't even like Yoda, dude. I feel like Yoda's empire of his fucking Jedi Order was a bunch of pussies. He controlled all these bitches. Yoda was the ultimate bitch. He fled from fucking Sidious and stuff. He's like, I'm crawling through the vent like a total pussy. And then he like went to Dagobah and shit and fled. And then like he tried to manipulate Luke and he couldn't fucking do it. So he got he died. That pussy ass Yoda fucking died like a bitch. So I'm like, yeah, fuck that mofo. Yeah, dude, like, yeah, shit.
Daytona Falls says I want a Tarantino diner scene in Coruscant. Absolutely, man. Are you kidding me? And it should be at the 50s diner where Dex was.
Oh, shit.
That 50s diner that because you know it's
in
George
episode
Lucas.
2, yeah.
Well, it's cheesy. It's the cheesy mind of George Lucas when he puts a 50s bar on Coruscant. Anyway, it's just ridiculous. But Mace, I wanted to address this real quick. Pop Cotton says Mace Windu was the only human on the Jedi Council before Obi-Wan was instated. Just saying. And so they're actually going to probably make a Mace Windu show now. Just FYI. I mean, and it's going to be garbage as well. I mean, are
they going to portray him like an ape, just like that comic book that we saw? Did you see that comic book drawing? You showed me that, right? Where he looks like a fucking monkey.
I don't know. It's awful.
Oh man, dude! If you see the Disney comic, they drew Mace Windu like a monkey. That's what they think of black people. 100%, dude.
They're absolutely stupid, and I heard stories of them having to that employees were stealing toilet paper because they're broke. Okay, so that's the way that it goes down in Lucasfilm in Los Angeles, in California. All right, we're going to get out of here, everybody. Thanks so much, everybody. Appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. We're going to keep continuing on this train wreck until it falls off. Go check out Nards' stream. He did a full Monty on it. He did a full Daytona Falls on the full Lucasfilm. And check out Death by Saber also, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Their links to their channels are going to be in the description of this video. And have a great night.